Welcome back to The Good Talk, our post-game recap and Q&A show where we discuss the game we just played and answer all your questions, both Warhammer and otherwise. We just came off of an awesome game, first public game of 2022, featuring the Space Wolves versus the Harlequins featuring the Incarn.
Yes.
And what a game it was.
Totally. It was very exciting. It's good to be back in the groove, kind of brushing off the dust. It's good.
Yeah, there was definitely some dust to be brushed off, but we had a good time. I think it was a wild game.
Yeah.
I just can't get over some of the things that happened there.
Yeah, there was tears, there was laughter.
Branching, it was kind of like a choose your own adventure, branching storyline.
Like, hold on, back up, enhance, now go around the corner. Ultimately, the Space Wolves took it from the Harlequins. Points-wise, very, very close up until even second half of turn 4. But I think the interesting thing is we had the first turn, and you went in and did a ton of damage to my Thunderwolf Cav, which is my toughest unit.
Yeah.
And at that point, I think we both had a very different view of how the game was going to go than the way it actually did.
Yeah.
I was like, that was my toughest unit, and you just obliterated it. And you have 2 more of those, and all my other squads are way more fragile. This is not going to be good.
For sure.
And that didn't happen.
Right? Your little small squads ended up being just as durable as that big squad of wolves, and I was just like, whoa! Like I am not killing 5 wolves or 5 infantry guys with 10 troops. So I was like, whoa!
That was wild.
Yeah.
And I think I do attribute it to the single Terminator in each squad. If you look at each of the combats at the backfield, over on the side with the Incarn, even in the middle against the big squad, having that single Terminator with a one-up save. And they died. They all died. But they tanked long enough that you just didn't have enough wounds to go through.
Exactly.
And then I have all these blood claws that can just fight back and chop you up. So surprisingly, if I had to give an MVP, it would be to the blood claws, but more specifically, it would be to the Terminators in the blood
Wolf
claw
Guard.
units. Yeah, they were awesome.
Totally.
Big fan of that. I know how annoying that can be.
MVP for the Harlequins. Well, most of my army was troops, so it's hard not to give it to troops.
Yeah.
Man, it's definitely not the solitaire.
What? LVP?
Did perform
To my expectations are greater. That is an interesting question.
The Troop Master was the most effective unit, but he
died a little too
squandered.
early. Yeah.
He had one great turn,
Yeah.
like your army,
Um,
and then he kind of just sat around.
yeah.
I think you needed 2 Troop Masters.
Yeah. I didn't have the room for it, but yes. You usually see 2 Troop Masters before you see 2 Shadow Seers.
Yeah.
For that reason.
Or a solitaire.
Or solitaire.
Or a single solitaire.
Different slot though. Different slot.
Yeah, because all the time the Troop Master can fulfill the same role as the solitaire.
Yeah, that's what I usually prefer, is like one support Troop Master and the one going out there and fighting.
Exactly. And then I tried to I kind of condensed my CP, took the pivotal role so that I can have both.
Yeah.
But then again, it's all the risk bundled into one line, right?
Yeah, and ultimately I think the CP is always a tough problem with the Harlequins. They have amazing stratagems despite being an old book, but you burn through them really quickly.
Yeah.
And that was also a thing that we saw in the first turn when you had all the support, the murderous entrance for +1 damage, things like that. And then as that dwindles, then the power kind of dwindles.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I see all the opportunities going through, like all the stratagems like these. I could have heroes pathed all my characters up and then just alpha struck. I could have, like we said,
done that.
Picked up like a unit and put it 9 inches away, and just risked it all, put it all on the line, right? But I wanted to play the waiting game, even though I got second. But then as the game kind of developed, I was like, whoa, like you're gonna win if I just leave you there. Yeah. Especially with Oath, all your MSU, you're easily gonna get Oath. So
exactly,
had to take some risk. Ended up not paying off the way I wanted to, but it was still a very fun game, and I'm always excited to play Harlequins.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a good assessment. You saw you had to push forwards. I became, by going second, by being in that position, having those secondaries, I became the default winning person. So you had to make that play. I don't think it was a misplay question personally. So yeah.
Yeah. I think anything you would have done differently. I know I have some regrets as well.
Well, I regret having rhinos in the beginning. that was awkward. The dreads are just amazing. But I'm really glad I was able to field the troops. Play-wise, I can feel where this style of list for Space Wolves can have more play. You know, getting the Chapter Master in there, even the long things weren't terrible, and like being able to launch the Wolfguard jump dudes over on later on into once I've unlocked the Saga. I felt like I was kind of clumsy with that, so I would look to kind of execute that more elegantly.
Yeah.
That was kind of the most awkward thing for me, was kind of managing that.
Yeah, I think you having more rhinos and having more movement with your infantry than you already had would have been bonkers.
Yeah.
I like something that I definitely underestimated
Right?
with wolves, and like definitely don't make that mistake at home, guys.
Yeah.
For me, I think you kind of alluded to it. The Troop Master, losing him too early. There was ways where I could have mitigated a lot of risk. I kind of did in some cases. Like I made sure I had the transport so I can get back in. Maybe should have put up a second transport to kind of put him into a fresh transport rather than a two wounded one.
Because you know I'm already kind of struggling to kill what you have out there, especially in terms of shooting. You have these like shells, and obviously I'd rather shoot at like the bikes or almost anything else other than the transport. The transport's super uninteresting because I only have like 2 shooting units, and only one of them is actually any good. So that's actually a good thought. I like that.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd chew through the 10 squads so quickly. Like 3-up invuln, the psychic just like whoop whoop, killed a bunch, and then
I mean, he had the tools. He had Blood Claws' weight of attacks. He had
no, it was gonna
4
die
attacks,
for sure.
4 or 5 attacks per model with most of his squads.
Yeah, that's what they're good at.
And the little bolter fires too.
Funny enough, that actually kind of came through, right?
Yeah.
So, well,
cool.
Very cool game, and we're excited to jump into a bunch more throughout the year. We have some questions.
We do. We have a few. We have quite a few questions here.
Bring it on.
We're back, 2022. People are excited. I'm excited. We're back at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you all. I'm running Death Corps Krieg with the list being 28 Death Riders, 9 Rapier Laser Destroyers, 2 Death Rider Commanders, 1 Tank Commander, 1 Manticore, 3 Engineer Squads, and 2 Infantry Squads. What are your thoughts?
I love it. Oh my god.
That's intense. That is intense.
It's very skew.
Is this a fast attack? No, or is it a heavy?
It's a patrol.
It's a patrol?
No, it can't be.
Where
No, not with 28
No, it's a
Death
battalion. Because he has 3 Engineer Squads, I think, might be troops for Death Corps.
What?
Oh.
What?
Engineer squad.
So Manticore is heavy.
Uh-huh.
He only has 1 HQ. No, he has 3. This is going to be 2 detachments.
So okay.
Sure.
Because he has 2 Death Rider Commanders and a Tank Commander. So I think it's a
Well, that could be battalion. Anyways.
patrol and... No, it might just be a battalion. But then why 2 commanders?
The Death Rider ones?
Yeah.
Why
Why 2?
I mean, is it going to give you more flexibility on giving orders on the 2 flanks?
Maybe.
It's cool. It's a good list.
I like it a lot. The Death Riders are one of those things that, like, if you are able to get a bunch of them, I think like they're a great unit.
Yeah.
You know, we have like 5, and when we first started playing them with 9th edition, we're like, these are really good. Like, if you wanted to go in on this would actually be a great army. The only thing it might struggle with is there's very few action monkeys. Very few things to raise banners with. I guess you could do it with characters. You can raise banners.
Sure.
And with Rod changing, then maybe that's not such a problem, actually. Actions, I feel like, are in a weird way. You're either doing your mission-specific ones or you're, like, tech-specific ones. So
Engineers are troops.
Yeah, they have to be for this to make an army that makes sense.
I like it.
Cool.
9 Rapier Laser Destroyers. Pretty all in.
It is, but they also have 28 Death Riders.
It's pretty all in. in 2
But
baskets.
in different things. Yeah.
2 baskets.
They're 2 different
All
baskets.
in. They managed to find a way to put all their eggs in 2 baskets.
I think it's awesome. I love it.
Thanks, Harburn. My 2.5-year-old asks to watch Titans roll dice and make whatcha noises along with Adrian when he rolls. He gets a kick out of it. Thank you for being an alternative to Peppa Pig. Question, what are your thoughts on the new Tau railgun?
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad we can at least compete with Peppa Pig. I'm Peppa Pig.
I love it.
I'm so glad.
What does that mean? Are we that repetitive that we are children's television?
I A little bit.
I don't know if this is a
How do we
good
take this?
Bridger,
thing.
look, we roll a 7. You
Oh no! We are children's television. We count. We read. We play with toys.
I love it. I love it.
Self-aware wolves.
Oh. Amazing. Thoughts on the new Tau railgun? So we did discuss it a bit. You probably caught that, but just in case you did, it's exactly what Bridger and Brian asked for.
Yeah. It is what we wanted. If you're going to have a one-shot weapon, as we've seen with the Vindicare, they have problems. You'll roll a 1 at some point. I know you can reroll hits with the railgun through some. I don't actually know how people are saying you can do it, but people are saying you can reroll the hits. Cool. You're gonna roll 1 to wound,
Twice.
or you're gonna fail to hit.
Yeah.
And it's like
It's that Vindicare curse.
it's the Vindicare curse. So like you need one-shot weapons to be like this. You need them to have such a high impact that it seems ridiculous because they get one turn to do their thing.
Yeah. Well, that's another question, right? Is like, how tough will the Hammerhead chassis be? Is it going to stay the way it is? Because if it is, that's not that tough. And also points. That's going to be a big. That is another really tough thing to balance. It's like, how do you balance a weapon that gets one shot?
Yeah.
You know. But I think it's also one thing we mentioned earlier was it keeps people honest in the meta, for example. We have, really we have the big nids, but to a lesser extent Redemptors running around sort of unchallenged. And so I think this is going to keep those people honest where it's like, even if the railgun list build isn't the build to go to, you know it exists.
Yeah.
It's like, even though most people aren't running 18 Hive Guard, you know that exists. And so you have to prepare for that and build a well-rounded list that can account for that.
Right.
And that's good.
Well said.
I think it's interesting to think about, like, if you were to design a one-shot weapon, how would you, because there's, you can look at the extremes. You can say, okay, it's a one-shot weapon and it's just a bolt gun. So it has like a 70% chance to do anything and it's probably nothing. Versus you go to the other extreme of like, it instantly kills out of line of sight the entire enemy army.
Yeah.
Both of those feel bad. Somewhere in the middle is some reasonable, like, this is what a one-shot weapon should do. And I think everybody draws a different line, as exhibited by our long argument months and months ago about what the Tau railgun should do. But like, I think it's something that GW is only just now getting towards a reasonable standard of like what should one-shot weapons do. I want to see the Vanquisher cannon like this.
Yeah.
Because the Vanquisher cannon's another one of those guns that you just never see. It's an awesome gun, but it's a one-shot terrible gun. So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They're improving. They're learning. Thank you, Jack. Hey there, Titans. Currently pairing 5,000 points of, or painting 5,000 points of OBR, and wanted to ask what would you say is a nice and casual 1,000 point list for OBR, where my opponent can still have fun?
Yeah, that's a that's a good question.
So
These are Oziark Bone Reapers, correct?
Yeah.
I don't think they scale well at 1,000 points, do they? Or maybe the opposite. Maybe because you can only you stack all your buffs on one unit.
It depends how you build it, right?
Invincible unit.
But that partially
Be better.
answers the question in a way,
Yeah.
right? When you have lesser points, you don't. I think you want to avoid creating that big Death Star, right? Because it is easier to create proportional to the game. So don't double reinforce. You know, your Mortar Guard or whatever. Because at 1,000 points, people are just going to have less assets to be able to deal with them and take them out. And if they are, then they're not playing the rest of the mission. So you want to work in some ways slightly counter to your synergies, right? And that is the case for a lot of the armies, is they really truly tick at 2K, because it's like, okay, you need like your 15 Bloodstalkers, and then you need like Marathi. And it's like, well, that's 900 points, right? And so here, they could be potentially very powerful because of that.
Because their force multipliers are stratagems, or what they're not called, command abilities.
They're
Their force multipliers are command abilities.
Well, even then, their command abilities aren't command abilities, but yeah.
As opposed to characters. Most armies, their multipliers, they have some command abilities usually attached to a character, some spells, but OBR is like, oh, we can stack a bunch of buffs, and we don't need any special characters to do it. We're just like, cool, this unit's indestructible. It's our basic troops also, so we always have them.
Exactly.
So I'd be careful about doing that.
Yeah. Don't spam a bunch of whatever is efficient. We're gonna cut that down. You know.
Bring the cool stuff. Bring an artillery piece. Nobody ever brings artillery
Just
in
one.
Sigmar. I want to see more artillery in Sigmar. James, fix it.
James.
Thanks, Eiston. Call your husband, Adrian. Mr. Dempsey misses you. This is the one I was talking about.
Oh, weird.
I actually just talked to Liam a couple weeks ago.
Aw, a couple weeks ago. Just talked to him. A month ago.
Maybe it was only a week ago. It was holidays, but it all blurs together.
Yeah, you talked to your husband.
I only occasionally, but yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks, Paul. Is there an army you have no interest in ever playing or just don't fit the style? Guard, Tau, and Nids I will never play. Happy New Year's.
Yay! Happy New Year's. Thank you so much, Paul.
Are there armies?
That's a good question. Good question, Paul.
Orcs. like mainline orcs. I'm not.
You never do it.
It's always a lot of models.
Yeah.
Absolutely never.
So it's more, and it's a style of orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Because I don't think I could say a single army I would never play.
Maybe like horde demons. I would play demons I don't play demons at all. I would play it for the big guys.
Yeah.
The big guys are
never the little dudes. That just seems like not a good time.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
There's a trend here.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Hordes are a lot of work.
Yeah. I don't think.
If you're playing one game, it can be manageable.
But the thing is, like, I would play Goths and like have a bunch of boys. That sounds fun. And you just like yell "wah" the whole time.
But the demons don't excite you.
The demons don't excite me exactly.
Interesting. If they changed to be like good, would that change your mind?
A shade of green and yelled "wah" a little bit.
No, I mean,
Like imagine like bloodletters were like actually could like shred things.
Even
Would
if
you
they were
run?
good, I'm like, they don't look cool to me. They
Wow,
feel like
that's
the
what I'm
things that
wondering.
I want to kill, like not the things I want to like play.
Okay.
I like
you know?
that.
I
That's
get that.
interesting.
Yeah, that's like I don't know what goes in.
That's totally
Yeah.
fair. I don't think I have anything I wouldn't play. To be
There's
honest.
nothing you wouldn't play. Noblars. Whole army of Noblars.
I mean, it sounds pretty unfun, I guess. I've never been one, surprisingly, to do like mass goblins, actually, where it's just like memeing just for the meme of it. Like,
Right.
it's not good, it's not fun for your opponent.
Right.
But that's more of like a style of list, again, that I would avoid.
Not a whole army, right?
Yeah, and it's not even a power level thing, right? It's not, oh, this is too powerful, because, I'll play anything. But
Right.
it's like not fun for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of feel that way about AdMech. Is that like, I have at times tried to play AdMech, and I like the aesthetic.
Yeah.
I like the look, but the way the units play on the table is just like, oh, this army has always been designed to make sure we don't interact.
Interesting.
Like,
Yeah.
even in
Yeah.
8th, it was like, okay,
fair.
cool, I'm going to shoot you, and if you make it to me, I lose. And if you don't make it to me, I win.
Yeah.
Good game, dude.
So that's always stopped me from playing Tau.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
and I've, played Brian many, many times,
Yeah.
and, no fault to him or a Tau or anyone else, but like, when they're played well, the way they were written, it was like, you're not playing with the other person.
Right.
And it's like, well, I don't want to,
Sure.
not my thing.
Yeah.
So, good question, Paul.
Yeah, good question.
Alrighty. Thanks, Crimpy. I'm building my first army, Harlequins. I really enjoy the idea of Silent Shroud Mask. Any tips to build and play casual 2,000-point army with that mask?
Nice. Yeah, that was the other mask that we were totally gonna try. Silent Shroud. They're really cool.
This used to be my main one, actually, when I played them, even competitively.
Depending on who you're matching up against, Silent Shroud as Harlequins could just be fairly casual already. Just don't run a ton of bikes, I guess.
Yeah.
Be a little nice on your upgrades with your troops.
Yeah.
And your character upgrades. And you should be in a good place with Silent Shroud.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's you would have to go out of your way to be mean to somebody with Harlequins these days.
Right. Yeah.
It's true.
To work.
And the Silent Shroud are probably best known for their Death Jester tricks, which it's cool because you can do that, and that's not going to shift the entire game. You can you can have your souped up Death Jester with the double exploding sixes and all that cool stuff, and it's going to be fine. It's not like a fundamental. It's not Cult of Strife, where it's like, well, because you like that, the whole game is just terrible.
It's like when I played Wretched. It's like, cool, I have a Mega Wizard. He's super amped up.
Yeah.
Rest of the army's normal. And the Mega Wizard is not going to take over the game.
Exactly. Tip-wise, as far as building, maybe.
Death Jesters.
Death
Right? You want to
Jesters.
play off the leadership thing.
Exactly.
You want to also have a lot of auras, maybe. You do have. I think it's a warlord trait. I think might be might be a relic that extends the aura of things. So now you have a very forgivable.
Or the Shadowstone.
No, it's
Can you extend it even farther then?
It might be a relic for that exact reason. I think it could replace a Shadowstone.
So you can't have both.
You can have like a Shadowstone on your Troop Master.
Yeah.
You know?
Because if they're both relics.
Yeah.
Right.
I literally just had it in Battlescribe too, like before the game. But I think it's a relic for that reason. But yeah, a lot of cool things you can do. That's the chapter master or chapter specific. That's roll 2 dice, take the highest.
Increase the range of all wearers or
For leadership?
abilities by 3.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's a relic.
It's a relic.
Yeah. So it's basically a Shadowstone, but for everybody.
And then they have a psychic power that deals mortals and drops your leadership, right? Or am I thinking of?
No, they don't. So Harlequins don't have any specific psychic. That's already. You're thinking of one that just everyone gets, right? You're thinking of Shards of Light.
And you have the hallucinogen grenade as well.
Yep.
So you can do a lot of.
There's a lot of
stuff.
like leadership-based things.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So play around with it.
Totally.
Thanks, Omnisci Sphinx. Okay, hear me out. With Tau Railgun being so good, put an asterisk there.
Yeah.
Have 5 orcs holding it up in Power Rangers poses and colors. What mold would be? Would that be a good stand-in for mech guns? What do you think? That's pretty funny. All right, I removed my asterisk. It's not relevant to this. That's pretty funny. It could. I would put it on a kill rig or something. Or put it on a kill rig. They're holding up a Tau railgun. On your kill rig.
Yeah. I love
or the cannon, the battle wagon with the cannon. What is that one called?
Cannon wagon.
Cannon wagon.
Naturally. Yeah.
There you go.
The orcs would totally just ignore the science behind how a railgun works too.
I love it.
The whole magnetic.
Dude, there was the most ridiculous argument about recoil with a railgun in chat. And I was like, guys.
No, see, the Power Ranger poses counteract that.
It's true. For sure, with orcs.
With orcs 100% too.
It propels the vehicle forward.
It's not even plugged in. I mean, it just works. This is amazing. I love it. Thank you, Omnisci Sphinx.
Yep. I'm into it. That would be a good conversion. Although, I have to say, the railgun model itself, like the gun, not cool. Not cool. Saying it, not cool.
The way it looks?
I've owned a lot of Tau. I think it doesn't look cool.
What? I think it's a staple look, to be honest. A railgun?
It's fine.
It's not cool.
Big gun.
It's not cool.
It's fine.
Vanquisher Cannon is a big gun. It's just a really long gun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why is that cooler?
I don't know.
The railgun's super long. It's like this.
Wait,
like,
are we?
Yeah, it's really long and flat for some reason. Why is it flat?
Because it's like,
That's cool. Yeah, exactly.
But the projectile, presumably, is not
a disc?
That shape.
Why not?
Because the aerodynamics would be terrible.
Well,
if it were a disc, it would frisbee and go up or down.
Because it goes 2% the speed of light.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right off.
Spinning. Frisbees spin and they go up or down.
I don't see a problem here.
Yeah. I don't think it shoots a flat projectile. I think it shoots a round projectile and is flat for no good reason. It looks goofy.
Maybe it's not flat and it doesn't even fill the whole width. The width just gives it other things. Like that is the room for the rails.
Where they
and it's like a little marble in the middle. And it's much smaller than you think. The hole it punches is only about this big.
I could see having
and spaghetti's everywhere.
If you had like a Vanquisher barrel and then rails on the sides of the Vanquisher barrel, that could look cool. Like if it was a barrel with 2 rods coming out on the sides, that's a cool aesthetic.
But that's like a little literal, don't you think?
It's also very gothic. It's not very Tau. Tau want everything to be smooth and they don't want antenna coming off
that
stuff.
might exist inside of the structure.
That's on the inside, and I
it's
just can't
smaller
see it
than
with
you
my
think.
eyes.
Yeah, and it's armored.
Yeah, I don't know. Not into it. Not feeling it. Thanks, Philip. Hey, Titans. Happy New Year. Got a Chaos Knight Desecrator kit for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
What would be a good 2K Chaos Knight list that includes it? Thanks for all the content you produce.
Thank you so much. I'm need to remind myself which one. Desecrator, Despoiler, Rampager. Desecrator is the Warden equivalent. Chaos Knight. Desecrator. Sorry, I just want to make sure.
I'm trying to read chat.
So
I've really
hot
upset
takes.
chat a lot today.
Right? Am I right, chat? Chat. Come on.
You're definitely right. Cool, yeah. So Desecrator is Battle Cannon and Claw.
And Fist, yeah.
Fist. So when you're running a lot of Battle Cannons in Chaos Knights, I actually like to run a custom house where you can re-roll the number of shots from those random weapons. So with the Battle Cannon, it's not as bad as it is with the Thermal Cannons, but same idea. If you roll badly, you want to be able to re-roll one of those dice. So I like doing that, and you can make it Iconoclast, which is always, personally, I think that's 100% the way to go. You never do the Infernal, because your stomps are amazing. And this is cool because with that loadout, you have your Claw for your truly big giant things, and then everything else you just stomp.
Right.
You don't actually need the chain sword on a lot of those profiles.
Right.
So that's what I would tech towards, and you could.
So you're saying take a bunch of them?
I think if you want to take a bunch of them, you can. I only run one or maybe two of mine with an actual melee weapon with Chaos Knights because of this reason. I often just run double guns and I just like fight with their feet. But it's good to have one or two with a big weapon to just like crump things, especially with things like the big nids running around.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, Michael. Titans Dice expansion pack ideas. But we need dice before we have expansion packs. But okay, I'll hear you out. And we might, maybe, sometime this year. I mean, the factory that we were working with is famous for dice.
They are famous for dice.
Famous.
They sent us a Christmas card. It's very nice.
They did? They sent us a Christmas
Yeah,
card?
I texted you that. They sent us Christmas cards.
Oh, that's the name of the. Okay.
And a calendar with like
that's a weird
game stuff on
That's
it.
a weird thing for them to do.
It was cute.
Do we have like a? Maybe we have like a sales rep, and the sales rep did that as like a.
Maybe they're just nice people.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, thanks, Michael. Titan Dice expansion pack ideas. Okay. Adrian Perils, Bridger 4-ups. That should just be a die with everything's a 4.
Yeah, that's
fine. And Adrian's dice, everything's a 1. John, gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it.
What would that be on a die, John? What's your?
It could be all the emotes that,
Oh, it's like, Curse John on every face of the die.
Curse John!
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Have a Friday so good you're happier than Dark Angel Martin taunting Bridger about the dice. Thanks, Michael.
Hashtag Bridger, no dice.
No dice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait for those dice.
Man, I got real close to that happening, and then it all came crashing down. And then nobody would talk to me. Like all these factories were like,
oh, so sad.
They just put up. It was like a limousine where they just put up the glass. They didn't really want to talk to me anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thanks, Loki. Happy New Year, Titans. I'm painting my salamanders while I watch and look for a use for the 2 cases of Firstborn I found in the loft while putting the decorations away.
Oh, nice.
Any ideas, either competitive or aesthetic? Go Harlequins.
Woo. This is 4 Sallies.
2 cases of Firstborn. I hope that means like 2 boxes.
Dude, I love attic miniatures are like the best thing. It's so nice.
Maybe it's like cases of miniatures that he already owned and they're painted and like it's like 2 army cases.
Could be. Well, I don't know how our suggestions will help then if they're already built.
Well, how? Oh, yeah.
I will say for Sallies, they can actually make use of them more than most. If you're like foot dudes, for example. So the Flamer squads, veterans with Flamers, and obviously Meltas can be fun because rhinos, you can have them in transports. I know Brian has used them to far too much effect.
Not with Terminators, though.
That'd be reasonable. Not with Terminators. Hey, if you have any Wolf Guard, don't attach them to your Salamander squads and put them in a rhino. Probably illegal. But other Firstborn that are genuinely just amazing, right? So Vanguard vets, fantastic. We saw their lesser-known cousin, the Wolf brothers here.
Wolf Guard with Joe
Guard. Yeah. That's amazing. Multi-melta attack bikes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Mostly with multi-melta.
Those are the 2 big ones.
Those are the 2 big ones.
Yeah.
Old Dreadnoughts, Contemptors.
Okay.
I think even just Venerable Dreadnoughts are respectable. They're not.
Or even
not bad.
Ironclads.
Ironclads?
It's a pretty cheap T8 Dreadnought, honestly. With like a flat 6,
Yeah.
whatever the.
Oh my god.
The drill, the
drill.
siege drill.
Yeah.
I'm here to siege.
Crazy.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
a couple suggestions.
there you go.
Yeah, and thank you for your support. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. Shout out and Happy New Year from New Zealand. Happy New Year. Any advice on sources of inspiration for Harlequin paint schemes? Any good Insta pages, painters, etc.?
That's a good question.
Good question.
So you do see like the blue and red, like not stripes, but like checkers, right? Very often.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the go-to with like some yellow like shoulder pads or something.
Totally.
I don't know any super flashy paint schemes that I would go to with Harlequins. You really can go anywhere with it. There's so many options.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know yours is blue and
Big deal.
pink and teal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. Pink and teal.
You just played them.
I know. Yeah. But mine, I'm trying to compare them to mine, where mine are like Mars themed,
with like
and with kind of like an olive,
yeah.
kind of like stripes and stuff. Dude, I'm not forgetting mine too now. It's
They're
like purple
green.
and
It's been a while.
green.
Greens and
Yeah,
reds.
yeah. It kind of goes that way.
Christmassy.
Yeah.
They're not.
So those are cool. I don't know. There's just so many. I would just look up the different masks and see what's out there. There's so many different masks.
Yeah.
Melody actually showed me a new one today. Actually, it's like a huge mask that isn't in the Codex. It's like the one like closest to the Laughing God. And it's like the most well-known, first one to create the fall dance, the Fall of the Eldar dance.
That's crazy.
So like it's
I had no idea.
and I think that one is like green and purple, green and blue, something like that. Something green.
Oh yeah. I think they might have been more in the first Harlequin Codex.
Yeah.
And then they like moved away from that color.
Elf lore means nothing. I
Elf lore.
just like tune it all out.
That's fair. That's fair.
Just elf things.
Elf things.
Yeah.
I use Instagram and Pinterest for looking for inspiration with the tags.
Pinterest is really good.
Segarax Rose is an artist on Instagram. She has some cool Harlequin
That's a
stuff.
good handle.
Obviously by the handle. So I definitely recommend checking out her work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Mask of the Endless Dance.
Interesting.
That
Look
sounds
it up.
Harlequin-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edgy,
Edgy.
emo lordish, just
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
Thanks, Amanda. Waiting for the final reveals to see army rules, but I'm a little discouraged by every reveal for Custodes so far. It seems a world where damage 2 is kind of bad. We almost exclusively have it. What are your thoughts? Okay, pre Crusher Stampede, 2 damage was the gold standard. Everybody wanted it. You had to have it. So I don't think that's what's wrong with what we've seen about Custodes.
That's fair. You look at one of the, if not the top army, Thick City, almost all damage 2.
Yeah.
So it still contends, even in an army that itself has -1 damage.
Yeah.
So I do agree with that. Is there like a second point?
I think that what they've revealed today is disappointing. We went over it. It's like, oh, you want revamped Space Marine strats. Cool. Like, I do want them. I just don't think that's what you put in the marketing.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like, our sandwiches have bread. That's not the tagline.
Yeah.
Like, you don't lead with that. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's a low bar. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I understand that you're disappointed. But the 2 damage thing, that's not a problem. That's an upgrade. Trust me, it's an upgrade. Nobody wants D3 damage. It slows the game down, mostly.
Sure.
It does.
And it's guaranteed to disappoint you every time.
It's guaranteed.
I have never not been disappointed by D3 damage. Even when it was good, I was disappointed by D3 damage.
So true.
It's awful.
Yeah, with these things, we get little tidbits that are fed in, and obviously they're decided by certain people. And so I think hopefully very soon we'll get the whole package and can really start to kind of pick this package apart. This is your main army.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of discussion
Yeah.
over the next forever, basically, on what does this new book look like, how we can make it work.
Yeah.
Some things might shift, some things might be worse than before, some things might be better, some things might just be different. So
Yeah, I mean, there's a Codex still has to shake out, you know, even with playtesters, sometimes they don't dive super, super deep, or they're not possibly able to, right?
Hurtful.
Once it goes out to the public, you have so many more people playing it, figuring it out, and even then, it takes like months for it to really be vetted out and see what's really, really good. Look at Grey Knights. Like, people weren't running the 5 treads right off the bat.
Or even sisters.
Or even sisters. Oh, dude, sisters are just now.
This book sucks.
Right?
Remember our, even when we showed it, we're like, this is the
sisters,
book.
right? Yeah.
We don't love it. And then it's like,
and then
amazing.
Once people learn how to play it, and, you know.
6 reps.
Exactly,
Yeah. It's a frustrating and exciting time for a book.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like your book, you know.
Somebody will champion Custodies.
Yeah. Don't get
I
discouraged.
guarantee it. Don't look at me. It's not me. I have at no point, at one point in time, I championed Custodies. And I didn't get all the way. I didn't top 8.
He is the champion.
Wow.
I didn't top 8.
What are you taking to LVO?
Probably Custodies.
But champion!
No, I'm not.
That's in fact.
I am not your champion.
I am not your champion.
The reluctant hero!
I'm more of like the bard of the party. I'm just gonna have a good time at LVO. I'm not really competing.
That's what he says.
I'm just gonna have good games on like middle tables. We'll have a good time. Thanks, Blake. John, what Legion armies are you playing? Are we going to see them on the channel soon? My friends are waiting.
Oh, what's up, Blake?
Hey, great first name. It is my last name.
This is one of the small group of people that sent us our Star Wars Legion armies.
Legion, I picked up Empire and Rebels over the break.
Both.
I have them all. It's a good haul of models. I just need to get it built, painted.
Are you going to paint them?
No.
No. Offended.
Are you going to build them? I've heard they're hard to build.
What?
Wait, really?
I've heard they're hard to build.
They don't look like it's a ton of parts.
Depending on the like droids are hard to build, is what I've heard.
Because they're flimsy?
It's a lot of like small fiddly bits.
Like the human.
The humans are probably fine.
Yeah.
But like the droidica, I looked at the instructions to build the droidica and I was like, this is a mess.
Really?
They really could have improved on the design here. Looks great, true to the lore, looks exactly like a droidica.
Yeah.
Turns out hard to build.
Like a real Droidica.
Like a real droidica.
Turnover of these guys, I would say like 1.5 months to be safe. I think that's like a good guesstimate. Okay. I do want to give it like a lot of due diligence and make it look really nice. Gonna give it to a really good commission artist. Brian.
I like how you put that.
So not me.
Like, I want to do due diligence.
Yeah. I'm really going to put the work
by avoiding me entirely.
I'm going to take it all the way.
And, love it. Yeah, he does really good work, and he's also actually very into Legion as well, and has done some really cool Mandalorian stuff. So yeah.
Who is this?
Brian Leva.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah. That's awesome.
All right, cool. So sometime.
Very soon. I also have to learn how to play the game.
It's
details.
Actually
The
not.
specifics.
Yeah.
You've decided to netlist, which is going to make it harder.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, somewhat of a net list.
It's going to be harder to learn the game.
I saw a list where I could take Mandalorians and bounty hunters, and I went for it.
That's fair.
And
Okay.
and Wookiees.
And Wookiees.
Okay.
The other.
Can you make an all Wookiee army?
Yes, it's very strong.
Really?
No,
Wookiees are
you
very
need
strong.
troops.
Yeah, but you can be mostly Wookiees.
Mostly Wookiees.
And it's Wookiees.
Yeah, the thing
Were
the
for
thing
a time
With, the
quite
thing with Mandalorians is like you don't want to do all Mandalorians, which I'm very sad about.
I like how soft you got. You're not willing to give it up.
You wouldn't do it? You wouldn't run all Mandalorians?
He wants to win,
I
Bridger.
want to.
I will play tanks and droidicas against you. And they're not good.
He wants
You
to be
know
the
what?
best.
I'm picking up
Legion
more
player.
Mandalorians, I guess.
All right. Thanks, Patrick. Hey, gents. Been watching y'all for 2 years, and this is my first super chat.
Well, welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
for
so
all
much.
your support.
Y'all got me into the game at Indomitus. Good time.
Nice.
Salamanders player. I just moved from San Antonio to Escondido, California for school.
Oh, snap.
Congrats.
That's
Escondido
awesome.
is still
Congrats.
around the San Diego area.
I think so.
I have no idea, dude.
Whatcha?
But
think
yeah,
it's SoCal.
that's awesome.
I'm just curious.
Very cool.
Well,
Yeah.
we're so glad you could say hi.
Yeah, a lot of Salamanders players, huh?
Yeah.
I love it. I met a lot of cool salamander players at SoCal. I wonder if it's the same guy. I wonder if,
Yeah, it's north of San Diego. You know where Oceanside is? No, not San Diego. You're not a San Diego person. Anyways, yeah,
Del
it's north
Mar?
of San Diego. It's north of Del Mar.
Okay.
Like northeast.
Sure.
Oh, I think I was looking at houses in that area.
Yeah?
That's Escondido.
Why?
It's on the Highway 5 sign, so I'm just like, oh yeah, somewhere there.
Yeah, kind of.
I was settling an argument with a coworker about cheap and nice housing in Southern California.
Yeah. And your argument was that it's possible.
Yeah.
I think it is possible.
It's possible.
This was obviously several years ago, but because I went to school down there and I lived literally in La Jolla, because this is where Mitt Romney lives, you know, for school. This was UC San Diego, I wasn't just choosing. And I moved up to the Bay, back to the Bay, to Fremont, most boring but safe place in the world. And it was way more expensive. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like right by the beach in this super expensive area. And it's
Wait, it was more expensive than Fremont.
No, Fremont
was
is more expensive.
Oh, okay.
San Diego was
I'm like, geez.
way cheaper.
Yeah.
Way cheaper.
Yeah,
like,
San Diego's
That's shocking.
like
okay.
66%, two-thirds of the price. I was just like, wow, I just feel totally robbed here.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Hey, Titans. I'm doing a CSM Alpha Legion list with 4x5 CSM Clort. Chaos Lord. Okay, separate thing. 4x5 CSM Chaos Lord.
I like 20 Chaos Lords. I like that.
Execute?
Yeah, let me see. Where is it? See,
Execute? That's just the word execute.
Executioner.
Okay.
Fire
Raptor gunship, 2x5 Terminators, 1x5 Havocs. Trying to do a no warp list. Suggestions?
Okay. Fire Raptor. That is like from 0 to 100 right away.
Yep. That's okay.
It's very mean. I will say
Can
that.
you use the Alpha Legion strat on the Fire Raptor? No.
Which
you
one?
can't make it untargetable.
No, you cannot make it untargetable. But
Could you imagine?
It's
cloaked in darkness.
No, because they don't even get the chapter ability. Dang. I was gonna say.
because it's super heavy.
No, because you're Chaos Space Marines. Their vehicles don't get chapter tactics. Because what I was gonna say is you could hover it and still get the minus one to hit.
Yeah.
But you can't. So 4x5, okay, and the 2x5 Terminators. I personally, if you've seen us play Chaos Space Marines anytime on the stream, I always have 10 Terminators.
Yeah.
I like with Chaos, it's all about the stacking buffs, and so the 10 I like a lot better personally. I think it's fine. You don't have to have all the warp beast, warp stuff. The engines, they're okay. Warp talons are overpriced. So I think it's fine. You can totally overlook all that stuff and do perfectly fine. You need a sorcerer though. Oh, you don't.
No
Is
warp.
that a warp thing?
No warp.
Then what about a warp smith?
Did you answer your own question there?
But he doesn't like.
No, he does though. But all the magic is warp stuff.
Never mind.
No psychos.
I think you need some utility is what I'm trying to say. I was thinking of like warp time and these other things. Utility. Regular raptors.
All right.
That are not warp talents.
Right, and not fire raptors.
Fire raptor's fine, but you also need some of the boots.
Right, you need
flying boots.
normal normal.
Just
raptors.
regular
Raptors,
raptors.
yeah.
Just ordinary raptors.
Yeah.
All right, we did it.
Yeah, we did.
Thanks, Magnus. So my boy and I were talking about GSC the other day, and we started arguing. What is the correct size marshmallows for hot chocolate, and is it okay to put Baileys in your hot chocolate? Now, I've had a lot of time to think about this.
Okay.
I
This
saw
one specifically.
Yes, this super chat. You know, when you get like Swiss Miss hot chocolate, and it's got like the smallest marshmallows.
Oh, those are, and they
in
disappear too if you
existence.
heat it up too hot.
They disappear instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it's actually mixed and now hot chocolate, not just water and dust,
Yep.
marshmallows are
I know
gone.
what you mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing worse than that.
It's a real problem.
So I feel like you have to go to the other extreme.
Giant.
Cup, marshmallow. And then you pour hot chocolate on the marshmallow.
Okay.
I was imagining the marshmallow after.
Yeah, it just like
push it all
stops
down.
it. It's like, and then you go to drink it, and it just like pours out the sides.
Ah, perfect.
Lovely.
That's my revenge against Swiss Miss, is to just get giant marshmallows, put them in.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, when they're too small, it doesn't work. It just doesn't
It's
work.
like you've never had marshmallows in the first place.
I know. Why even try? I don't really do marshmallows in my hot chocolate, though, personally.
The Bailey's thing, I have no idea.
Is it okay? Yeah.
Is that okay?
It's not only okay, it's encouraged.
Does Bailey's have alcohol in it, or is that just
It's alcoholic.
Okay.
It's
It's a liqueur.
Is that a real question?
it's an Irish cream.
Right. Right. I didn't know like if it had. It doesn't have a lot of.
Isn't it very
strong.
alcoholic?
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Okay.
It's like, when you make like
An Irish car bomb.
holiday nog.
Or yeah, we're going different directions there.
Jump the gun there.
My knowledge of
It
Bailey's
isn't an Irish car bomb,
that-
but that's not my first thought.
My knowledge of Bailey's is that it is used to surreptitiously day drink for alcoholics, like during their job. Like at work, they will drink Bailey's.
Well, people also drink it normally too, because it's delicious.
But that's
it's
like
really
that's how
good.
I know of it.
Cream, like, it's great for like eggnog, coffee.
Right, the things.
No,
Exactly.
you don't drink eggnog in the
what
middle
I
of the day. Nighttime coffee, okay?
Okay.
When you want to be just like totally jazzed, Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay to put in your hot chocolate. Is what we've arrived at.
Because that's something you drink.
But
during
only
the
at
day.
night, according to age.
Hot chocolate is a night drink. That's acceptable.
Is it? I
mean,
feel like
for
that's a
me, it is.
great snow day. Like you were playing in the snow, you come in.
It's an anytime
True.
drink.
Drink
But
hot
then you're
chocolate.
like also on the holidays and you can drink there during the days anyways.
Yeah.
Not days,
Not-
plural.
yeah.
Just the one day.
Not Bailey's, because I was talking about being a kid.
I also like playing in the snow, and I'm a grown man.
It doesn't snow here. When was the last time you played in the snow? I guess you went.
I literally was just in the snow.
All right, that's fair.
That's true.
That's fair. Thanks, Idru. It's great rehearsal, guys. I couldn't stop wheezing laughing. Is an ancient worth it for Ultramarines running mostly Blade Guard vets, fan vets, and assault terminators? The fight on death with one attack, not good. But if you have a Blade Guard ancient to get +1 to hit to Blade Guard, that's justified.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know what the and was.
I said the end.
Yeah.
And I think it's genuinely interesting to consider making him chapter ancient,
Okay.
and then giving them OBSEC.
Oh, the OBSEC banner. I forgot that
Right,
exists.
that's where I was going. Yeah, I wondered like what could you swap for that, and then you're going with the upgraded.
Upgraded by ancient,
banner,
which also
yeah.
gives you.
So you can kind of double dip there. You can do Right to War as well, and that.
Yeah, so you can have them on 2 locations,
Yeah.
or if you really need to, that banner ability also makes it, if you're already OBSEC, you're double OBSEC.
It's a better one. Yeah.
With Dark Angels, that's
good.
why I always do that. But here, it's like, cool, single OBSEC in 2 spots, or double OBSEC in 1 location.
Yeah.
Very interesting, I think.
Very good. So yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Magnus. Part 1. What up, fam? Real
up?
talk. Since James just loves to hand out -1 damage to everyone now, what Tau units, or probably Sept, will have -1 damage?
Ooh, I like this question.
Ghost Keel.
Ghost Kill -1
I think
damage?
the stealth drone is going to become. I don't know why I think this.
That would be so mean.
And a
It
minus
needs
one.
it. It's so bad.
And a -1.
The Ghost Kill?
Yeah, because the Ghost Keel innately has -1. Maybe it'll innately have -1 damage, and the stealth drone will be the -1 to hit. Because the stacking minus doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't do anything anymore.
And the Ghost Keel dies to a stiff breeze. It is such a bad mod.
Not when I play against it. That thing never dies.
Right.
Well, you can't roll above a 3 to save your life,
No,
so
I can't.
you can't hit it, so it's invincible. But T6, 3-up armor, you can pay for an invuln, 10 wounds.
You have to pay for
It's
the
the
invuln,
wrong.
or it just
It's
dies.
the wrong number of wounds.
Yeah.
No minus damage. It's a bad dreadnought, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a bad dreadnought.
Yeah, the drone -1 damage would be cool.
I think the body would be -1 damage, and the drone would be the -1 to hit. And then you kill the drones. It's not -1 to hit.
Oh yeah?
They are stealth drones. They like project a stealth field on you.
Kind of keeping the better half then.
Yeah. I think if they were to get -1 damage, it would be on the Ghost Keel.
I don't think a Sept would ever get it. I think that's
that would be
ridiculous.
crazy. Do you imagine
Yeah.
stealth suits with -1 damage?
Fire Warriors.
Now we're talking.
stars. I love it. Sense of Stone. Double six is coming out. Yeah.
To keep with the theme of everyone, I would just say all battlesuits.
All battlesuits.
-1 damage.
That's
Hey, comparable to dreadnoughts.
Ooh,
yeah.
that would be spicy.
Riptides are better than dreadnoughts, though. If you gave a Riptide,
What if it was only on the small ones?
The small ones, was what came to mind. But
Like the
yes,
Enforcer suits. Like the Enforcer ability was -1 damage.
So good.
it's good. It's very
It is really good.
Crisis suits -1 damage.
It is really good.
But they stay the same price and like.
God.
Yeah, that would be super.
You're an
Good. I
animal.
mean, we've seen this trend away from a million drones, and this would certainly make you don't need a million drones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is too much. It does. It pushes the army into being something that's not really what the focus of the army is supposed to be.
Well,
It
yeah,
becomes so durable.
Oh sure.
yeah. No,
If
that's
crisis
fair.
suits were -1 damage, like,
Yeah.
what does their shooting matter?
Especially if we could
Ooh,
keep
what
the
if it was
radius
only
suit.
in shooting? So you would want to charge them maybe?
What if it was only in melee?
Ooh.
What if they didn't have -1 damage on all their suits?
What if it was neither?
Well, there's a part 2. Thanks
Go
again,
on.
Magnus. More importantly, how can we balance? How can a balance update for Death Guard make them more unique and update their power since everyone has their cool new rule now?
Yeah.
Great question. I have
That's
some thoughts for sure.
not a Death Guard problem. It's an everybody else problem. I think Death Guard were unique and cool when they were -1 damage. Custodes
Oh, I
should
see.
have something like that.
Right.
That makes them cool. When everybody else has it, it's lame. Because now nobody's super.
I'll be honest. I think Death Guard should still have a Feel of Pain on top of -1 damage.
Wow.
Like
They
a
would
6-up.
never die. 6-up, and then the Plague Surgeon makes it a 5-up.
I don't know.
That would be dope.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, if we're still on the trajectory of how the codexes are going.
You're like, if we were just gonna continuously escalate everything, then I agree.
Yeah. Then I guess throw Death Guard
You're
up
not
there.
wrong. You're not wrong.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Death Guard is like an interesting landmark on the path that we've been traveling of the power growth in 9th edition, where it's like, oh yeah, when Death Guard came out, that was a good time.
It was a good
I
time.
miss that.
Yeah, I remember
the
when
time,
Space
I
Marines
didn't-
were our biggest problem.
Right, we didn't know what we had.
good old days,
We were
yeah.
freaking out. We were like, oh my god, we're Terran, he's ridiculous.
How can I deal with this?
Right.
Times have changed.
Yeah.
Here we are, a year later in the Drakard Codex, after many nerfs, he's still on top of everything.
Right.
I think they Death Guard do need some updates, but it's in terms of like again getting things like action monkeys, making the Terminators maybe OBSEC, things that can bring them a bit more in line with at least 1,000 Suns, if not other armies.
They should be allowed to pick secondaries from the same category. They should be able to pick all their secondaries from the same
That would be
category.
really cool for them,
Yeah.
because you just want them from that one
'Cause
category.
they can only do 2 of the 5 categories.
Yeah.
They can't do the rest.
Right.
Just let me double
Well,
dip.
and things like the puking, for example. You know, we have Grey Knights, 1,000 Suns.
Yeah.
They can just do their actions all over the place. They
Yeah.
don't care about anything.
Yeah.
And this one, if they just made it so you can puke while someone's standing on the objective,
Oh, dude.
it'd be great. It would
good.
still be
Why
like you
not?
could still
Yeah.
stop them from doing it. But
Yeah.
You good?
yeah.
I'm into it.
Chat's still on alcohol.
They know what they like. Thanks, Sidetracked. What is a kit worth buying for kit bashing and bits purposes, not including stuff like Citadel Skulls kit?
This is a great question, Sidetracked.
First thing that pops to mind, Talos Chronos.
Yeah.
Easiest value,
Yeah.
bang for your buck, for sure.
So
That's like
much
the highlight.
Yeah.
Any other cool ones? Different factions?
I really like the truck kit for orcs.
Yeah.
It comes with just a ton of raw materials, lots of wheels, pipes, stuff for any kind of faction that wants to use that kind of grungy stuff.
Yeah. I think Sigmar has a lot of kits where it's like, because there are so many weapon options and they're all kind of viable, that you end up with like 4 sets of arms, 4
true.
sets of shields, 4 sets of heads with every box. So I think Sigmar kits, like if you want guns, you could look at the Sky Dwarves. If you want like melee stuff, you can look at the whole line of Sigmar. Like
Right.
there's just a lot of bits. There's a lot of stuff going on in Sigmar.
That's a good point.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, when I was looking for spears for my Shining Spears,
Yeah.
I just went everywhere in Sigmar and settled on the dragon lances, dragon riders.
Black Knights.
No.
Not the
The-
Black Knight.
It was vampire.
actually-
It was. I remember that.
No.
Because I broke one off your model, and I was
Yes.
like, this is.
Those are the ones I did. I'm talking about my Dark Bunny.
Oh, okay.
The
The
nice
the
ones.
good
I was
ones.
gonna
The
say,
good ones.
My Shining Spears are the Black Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I built the Hex Wraiths and I had the Black Knight lances.
Yep.
Yeah, yours are something else.
Yeah, they're
They're
the
thicker, they're
dragon.
nicer.
Yeah, the dragon lances. They're actual.
book.
Elves. Yeah.
I'm still just curious.
What? They're from elves?
Yeah. They don't make the kit anymore. It's the Dragon Riders. The riders from.
Oh, the Cold One Riders from Dark Elves.
No.
Oh, I was sure. I got it.
Is this a kit where it's a dragon with one person on top?
And a
They're
moon
actual.
spears.
They're not actual dragons. They're horses. It's not Age of Sigmar. They don't make it anymore.
It's not high elves.
It's high elves.
They
it's
don't
high elves.
ride dragons.
They're not dragons.
I mean, they ride
dragons.
dragons. They don't ride.
Not Cold One.
They ride actual horses, but
Horses.
they're called.
This is very confusing. You.
Oh,
know
okay.
what
They
I'm
ride
talking-
horses.
They ride horses.
But they're called Dragon Lance.
But
Dragon.
they're
Help me
the
out, chat. Come on.
Phoenix Guard.
Phoenix.
The
Is it Phoenix?
I'll bet it's
Like we're
something to do
playing
with
Taboo
Phoenix.
or something.
Has wings.
What has wings?
It's a winged animal that it,
You
the
know,
name derives from.
There were some Imperial factions that rode Pegasus. Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about Demigryph Knights?
no. It's definitely high elves. Yeah.
What were their cavalry called?
Dragon Princes? Dragon Princes? Is that what it is?
Oh,
chat?
Dragon Princes were the characters, weren't they?
I mean, someone is saying Dragon Princess.
Those were the.
It's a unit, I
Dragon
swear,
Prince was a
chat.
character,
It's a
though.
unit.
Because Dragon Princes could ride dragons. That's why they were dragons.
Dragon Prince season 4. Oh my God, that's all that's coming out.
High Elf Dragon
The
Knights.
Dragon
Watch
Prince.
out.
Should we all be on our
Maybe.
phones? We gotta figure this out.
Dragon Princess.
No, I'm referring to.
We gotta solve the riddle.
Oh.
Is it a thing?
So they're
Right?
horses dressed up as dragons.
Elves did
It's blurry,
cosplay in.
but,
Yes, that's
I remember
it.
this unit now.
That is it. Boom.
It's horses with
can
heavy
see-
armor plate
Thank
with
you.
dragon helmets,
All
with
right,
Fisher Price
that's-
helmets. Look it up. This is a
Haha.
classic Warhammer Fantasy.
Exactly. That's why I was like, how do you guys?
Wow, and you just butchered these lances from
Totally.
these models.
Oh yeah, for sure. I still probably have the
kit.
The kit.
Here,
You have the Dragon Prince kit?
Yeah.
I guarantee
it is
you
totally
they're-
out of production. Like I had to go
Yeah.
on eBay
Yeah.
and like hunt for these guys.
Oh my God.
Guarantee you people want that kit.
Very difficult to get. Although this was like 3 years ago, so maybe
Right.
they're more in demand now. So
Without the lances, though.
without
It's gonna
the
be a tough
lances.
sell.
So, sidetrack, just find some Dragon Princess out of production, but you're going to love the lances.
If you need the Dragon Princes but not the lances,
Yeah.
I got you.
yeah, if you need the rest. They'll sell it
but
to
then
you
what
for
question were
a
we
decent
on?
price.
All right, thanks, Smiley. I heard AOS talk. I play Daughters of Khaine. Have you ever played with or against them?
Oh my God, I was just talking with Zach about this. So, as I mentioned earlier, the reason I ended up not having a battle report with my dad and I is because he started Daughters of Khaine.
Oh, no.
They are so egregious.
They're broken.
They're so
They're
dumb.
really broken, yeah.
So he is doing not fully the meta build because it's just insane. He's doing only 10 bow Deathstalkers, which is still what is it? 40 shots a turn because they can shoot in the hero phase, which you can't defend against. They do mortal wounds on 6s, range 24. Cool. And then there's Marathi, who is 2 characters, but you can't do more than 3 wounds to either of them. Per phase, you may say? No, per turn.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's just, and then, oh, there's the Witch Elves. Oh, yeah, they don't seem that tough, blah, blah, blah. Oh, sorry, they have 5-ups, and then a 5-up rerollable Feel No Pain.
Yeah. They're
Excuse
gross,
me?
yeah.
Excuse me? Absolutely bananas, completely bonk. It's funny, too, because the first mission we played is the one where it's the only mission like this where you can control the 3 points, only with a character.
Oh, no.
So I was like,
put
okay.
Marathi on a
Yeah,
plate.
no, I got first, and I put my vampire on Zombie Dragon, and he goes like, Marathi, boom, boom, 6 mortal wounds. I was like, oh, geez. And then the archers are just like, just kill my Zombie Lord. And then Marathi jumps on both points, and I was like, wait,
What?
I lose. I literally can't kill her for X number of turns.
Yeah.
I can't.
I lose.
It's
The end.
crazy. Well, the funny thing is, too, because the way that you take the point is by killing any character on the point.
Right.
If they're standing on it. So he had Marathi on the point and kept his other characters just off the point, because otherwise I could kill them and take the point.
Mm.
I'm like, so they're pretty powerful.
Yeah, they're good.
Huh.
They're,
That's crazy.
Yeah, we had some really good games after that, but they're tough.
All right, thanks, Magnus Bridger. How you feeling, dog? You're coming into 2022 with the hottest takes, and you're second guessing too much. Would another Titan Watch match help? You know, it was a long break. It was it felt a lot longer than it was, I think.
Yeah.
Because you said 2 weeks.
Well, you were also out a little bit before, and then back,
Yeah.
and then gone.
I was like, I was supposed to be gone, and then I wasn't.
Oh yeah,
And then I was here,
yeah.
and then
I was gone
was
for
it really
like
only
3
2
weeks.
weeks?
You were gone.
It felt like forever.
I was gone for 2 weekends. Yeah.
Felt like a long time.
That's
for
kidding.
sure.
Because I did a Tuesday after you were gone, and then a Tuesday before you got back.
Yeah.
So, was I gone for less than 2 weeks on the channel? No. You must have been gone for 3 weeks, and I was gone for 2 weeks.
No. No.
I think so.
Was it 2 weekends and then some?
Oh yeah. Am I looking this up?
I think so. I don't know if it's
I was
worth
gone
looking
for
up.
10 days.
But
You were before.
And then I was gone for 7 and then 10, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then did you actually take the time off?
what do you mean?
Like
Did you-
over the holidays?
Yeah. Company
Did you
shutdown.
actually not
I
work?
wasn't able to get anything done, so I
Right.
was on the clock,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
playing a lot of
Was that
StarCraft.
comfortable? Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is, we are so busy all the time. For me, it felt like a long time too,
Yeah.
because we went from just doing everything all the time to I was just totally unplugged for 2 weeks. So I was wondering if it was the same. But you kind of bridgered it sounds like.
I mean,
didn't
yeah, I
fully
just,
take time
I
off
did
and-
like nothing, like aggressive amounts of nothing.
Right.
Like, I went back to where I haven't been for years.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because I've been on that grind, and I was just like, nope.
Yeah.
we're
I
just
went
chilling.
full. I went full potato for
Nice,
sure.
right?
It's hard,
Sometimes
it's hard
you
to
need
come
it.
back from though.
Right. I had to like craft
That's
myself,
true. Yeah.
craft the potato into
That's true.
something.
Now you're a French fry.
Now I'm a French fry.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm looking. We have the show on the 18th, 25th, the 1st, and back yesterday. 1 week, 2 week, 2.5.
Okay.
2.5.
2.5.
2 weekends.
How is
I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, now
people
you guys-
vacation for like months at a time?
I can't.
How
This was already, I'm like,
do they do that?
I gotta like do something.
Yeah.
I can't sit.
I was actually kind of getting into. It took me like the first week. I could not. I was like bored out of my mind. I couldn't handle
Right.
it. And then after that, I kind of like sunk into it, and I was like,
Oh.
Well, it used to be
this
summer
is
break,
normal.
right? The beginning,
Right.
you're just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
and then suddenly you're just like, summer's over, and you're
Yeah.
just like not used to doing anything. You go back to school.
so all that to say, that's why we're a little weird.
Yeah. A little weird.
A little different.
A
Little off.
little lumpy.
Yeah, it's been a long lockdown, guys.
And we're going into it again.
been a long
No. Oh
Forever.
my gosh.
We hope to return to normalcy at some point. Yeah. And last one of the night, thanks digital designer. Evening Titans. The current Codex power level, could Space Marines have ATVs revivable by apothecaries again? Nope.
Whoa.
Don't
Whoa.
even, nope.
Whoa.
Additional idea, thoughts on having an ATV possible in an Outrider squad, like attack bikes in bike squads. That, I'm okay with.
That would be cool.
That doesn't bother me.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Would the ATV be revivable?
No.
I think it's more of a moral objection than it is like a rules objection.
8 wounds.
That's like 2.
8 wounds. It's gross. It's gross when an Outrider comes back.
Yeah. At 4 wins.
8 wounds is too much.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything equivalent even now.
Nope.
Well, a Kronos or a Talos.
Oh yeah.
But you get them back 1 wound at a time.
You do, yeah.
That's true.
That's true,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Maybe that's how they, I don't know.
A one
Comes
wound
back with
A
one
ATV.
one wound, yeah.
Like,
See,
I
that's
fixed
bad.
it, kind
Same-
of.
that's bad
Same
now.
gun.
I would be
slot,
okay with
slot.
that. Because it's terrible.
No,
Nobody
it's
would
not
ever do
terrible.
it.
It's not, you still get the gun.
They're not that good, though. It's just 2 small onslaught Gatling cannons.
Is it 1 or 2?
It's 2 small onslaught Gatling cannons. So it should be 16 shots.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a lot.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good, but like it's
good.
not crazy. And he has a 1 wound left, so you have to take the next wound on him. And
Yeah.
he dies.
True, true, true. Okay.
I wouldn't be bothered.
Maybe
by
that's
it.
the way.
No, I would like again, not rules wise.
It's like the pilot's like dead in the seat, and you like you eject him, and, and he just starts driving.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the Chronos thing now, you know. So
So much
you can do
potential.
work with one Chronos.
Oh
though.
yeah. for
Well,
sure.
but that's because they regen their wounds.
No, you can do. Yeah. Well,
That's
yeah.
the problem. It's the
One
thing
Chronos
with-
can do so much work. It's not even funny.
a lot more than
one
one
wound
ATV.
Chronos.
right.
One ATV has 16 anti-infantry shots. One Chronos has D3 Meltas, and then a lot of combat.
What?
The Heat-Lance. Oh, Chronos, not Talos.
Yeah.
Which is 2 shots.
Yeah. Well, you know,
So
D3, 2, close
Sorry,
enough.
that's
Close enough.
everything you said is wrong.
2022.
Yeah. No, realistically, yeah. The Chronos has the D6 flamer shots, which
Yeah.
you will overcharge for 2, and then
Totally.
the D6 other shots, which you wouldn't overcharge because you'll just kill them again.
Right.
The blast.
And then you can charge back in because
And then get your wounds back.
And get your wounds back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
That's the
you
problem.
do that, you fall back, you shoot something important, and then you charge into the chaff, and then heal them all up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
That's gorgeous. Oh,
All right, well, we did it. That was
it.
that was all the super chats. We're back. 2022. Woo. We're here
Coming
to
out
stay.
strong.
We're here to stay. We're not going anywhere.
Excuse me.
Oh my god.
I need some water for a second.
Whew. So what's coming up Saturday, if GW cooperates, if the book arrives, which it's not here now, but
Yeah.
if it arrives, we will be playing Custodes against
Orcs. Orcs. Very excited.
which used to be in 8th edition like one of the worst matchups in the game.
That's
It was
true.
a super hard counter. Custodes couldn't take any damage from orcs and held every objective forever and just murdered all the orcs.
Bad times.
Now it's a game. Now it's actually a compelling matchup.
100% it's very compelling, which is cool. So that's why we're hoping to be playing that on Saturday. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I won't ask you any questions. Say no more. Say no more.
I won't.
I'm just curious what you're gonna run, but so definitely come check that out. Bring your questions. We're hoping to have both Custodes and GSC. We'll be playing Custodes, but obviously if you have GSC questions, you can ask them. Members, I will tell you that we will be having you guys vote on what GSC thing we show you first on Tuesday. So you're gonna get first pick at that, and then of course throughout next week we're gonna be playing combinations of both of these books, trying stuff out. It's gonna be awesome. Next Saturday. You and I think, have a date. GSC,
Hey.
something else.
Something.
Yeah.
Heck
so
yeah.
it's gonna be cool.
And they're going to be pretty spicy matchups from now on, right? This was kind
Yes.
of like a lower tier
Exactly.
matchup. Now it's just going to be
Yeah.
ramping up.
There's so much stuff happening, so we wanted to make sure we can get some of the older codexes some love, which we did. So awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We wish you all a very happy 2022. Hopefully you are rested and going into this new year with as much excitement and energy as we are. We are so excited to be to doing this. And with that, we'll catch you guys next time on the tabletop.
Bye.